Listen on radio, smart speakers, and our free mobile app, WSKO Syracuse. A Cumulus media station, the voice of the Central New York sports fan. The Score, 1260. Welcome to your home for local sports in Syracuse. Outside the Box Score with Mark Rowlands starts right now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Outside the Box Score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. Josh Boheman here with me as always. Josh, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Pleasure to have you as always. We got Pat in the chat already telling us we look great.
We?
Yeah.
He said we?
He said, looking good, fellas. Not
Damn
LOL.
it. Why am I in this bit now?
Yeah, I don't know. All of a sudden, you're included in this bit, and
I do look great. Rocking the shorts in the 10-degree weather.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
Come on now.
It's certainly a choice.
I'm back. I'm so bad.
You're so back, dude.
So bad.
We're in the Carhartt beanie. Carhartt beanie and hoodie. You're
oh yeah.
You've been working construction recently, Josh?
I'm sponsored.
You're sponsored.
Added to the True Classic line.
Oh, nice.
I got underneath. True Classic shirts. Hit them up.
You got yeah, all right, so cool. Shout out Carhartt and True Classic, our two newest sponsors.
It's the ultimate big man apparel lines. To be honest with you, growing, it's like Husky was for the young boys, the young big fellas. Yep. And then you grow up and you're like, what am I going to wear? And it's like, oh, it's True Classic shirts and Carhartt. Because Carhartt's just big dudes working. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And Pat said in the chat, shorts in the winter is a great big guy move.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic big guy move.
You start to see the veins coming through the thighs a little bit, getting real red on it, but I like it. The ladies do too.
Oh, I'm sure they do. A lot of things to talk about on the show today. Syracuse basketball with an unbelievable performance against Miami the other night. Oh, wait, no, never mind. That says Miami 91, Syracuse 84. I was reading that backwards. I thought Syracuse might have been able to beat the worst team in the ACC, but apparently not. Terrible. Yeah, the LED is having a stroke.
Yeah.
We're going to be fiddling with the LED lights throughout the show today, probably.
This team's just not good.
No, they're just really bad. We'll talk about them throughout the show. I'm sure I'll probably yell about them for a good amount of time. And it's actually a nice University of Miami green we've got on the LEDs today. But it's more of a Kelly green.
Yes.
In celebration of my Philadelphia Eagles absolutely dismantling the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl in a performance that I certainly was not expecting.
No, I mean, I said it to anyone that would listen. I'm like, they got to stop the run. And they kind of did.
They did.
And they still got blown out.
Absolutely destroyed. I said on this show, I think the only way the Eagles win this game is if Saquon Barkley walks away with Super Bowl MVP. And Saquon Barkley had 25 carries for 57 yards. They held him to 2.3 yards a carry.
Probably his worst rushing game of the year.
Yeah,
right?
Easily.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the Saquon Barkley show. It was the Jalen Hurts show. I know he had that one pick, which wasn't great.
Sure.
Admittedly. But 17 of 22, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, won a bomb to Devontae Smith. Should have had 3 touchdowns if Jahan Dotson doesn't get tackled on the 1 on the first drive of the game.
Yep.
A.J. Brown had 3 catches for 43 yards and a touchdown. It was just an all-around attack from the Philadelphia offense. Hurts also added 72 yards on the ground. And then the defense.
Monster unit.
I mean, Cooper DeJean, happy birthday. First of all, him and Saquon Barkley celebrating their birthday on Super Bowl Sunday. First career interception is a pick six against Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
That's pretty special.
That's pretty special. Pat says in the chat, is Hurts a top 5 QB? I still say no, but he's top 10. I don't think he's top 5, no. In terms of talent. I don't know if you can name 2 more clutch quarterbacks in the National Football League than Jalen Hurts. He outplayed Pat Mahomes in the last Super Bowl these two played in.
Yes.
A game that he lost, but by no fault of his own. He had a great game. I do think he's an incredibly clutch quarterback and wins big games when it matters.
Yeah. I mean, this game, it's hard to talk about. Like, Pat Mahomes played probably the worst game that we've seen in years. Like, he looked really bad the entire game.
Yeah.
Very few bright spots from him.
Little better in the second half, but not much. The first half was atrocious.
I mean, props to Philly's front four, obviously, just constant pressure. But the guy was scrambling from the first snap. It felt like he was never safe, never had his feet under him. And he just didn't look like, even like quarterbacks of that echelon, right? Like when they're under pressure, they kind of have it locked in and they just take the sack, whatever it is. He took some sacks that were not up to him. He was going to get sacked, whatever. But he just looked frantic. It didn't look very Pat Mahomes-like. You saw it, too, forcing throws with those interceptions. I mean, he just played really bad.
Yeah, like really bad game for Pat Mahomes. And speaking of really bad, that Chiefs offensive line was atrocious. Now, all credit in the world to the Eagles' defensive line. Best defensive line in football. They showed that. And Vic Fangio called an unbelievable game. To sack Pat Mahomes 6 times. Without blitzing a single time, just rushing 4 every single time is one of the most unbelievable performances I've ever seen by a defense in any football game, let alone the Super Bowl. Incredible. I mean, the Chiefs' offensive line was just Swiss cheese. They couldn't stop anybody.
There was a guy from another radio thing that was saying that Andy Reid's job should be on the line or question. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I mean, this is just total clickbait garbage. But he was like, I mean, that offense was bad all year. He couldn't make an adjustment in the Super Bowl. I'm like, what are you going to your point? They're rushing 4. What's the adjustment other than, hey, big guys, stop somebody for the love of God, stop somebody. And further on that point, I mean, I think that's something we forgot. Pat, I'll take one more shot at the Bills here. We forgot that the Chiefs were so inept offensively because they just put up 30-something on the Bills' awful defense. So in my mind, I think people just were like, oh, yeah, the Chiefs are good. I forgot the Chiefs can score. No, the Chiefs' offense hadn't scored 30 all year. They're not good. They just had a pretty mediocre offensive season. Pat somehow actually gets more weapons, like bringing in D-Hop, which is better than what he had. D-Hop, Rashee Rice goes down early. That sucked. Mark Hollywood comes back. You think he has weapons. They just kind of sucked. Travis Kelce wasn't getting open as best as he was. I mean, he's getting up.
I think he's washed.
You think he was fading into the sunset if they won?
I
really think so,
do.
too. But now I think he's got to come back.
Well, you have to now.
You can't leave on it,
No. But just looking at the numbers here, Josh Sweat, 2.5 sacks, Milton Williams, 2, Jordan Davis, 1, Jalix Hunt, a half a sack, and Zach Bond, 7 total tackles, 3 solo. He had the big pick off of Mahomes. It was just so good all around from the Eagles' perspective. Jim says, because Pat said my Jalen Hurts being clutch comment was stupid. He said Josh Allen is on Super Bowl number 3 if he was the Eagles quarterback.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know about
how clutch
that.
was he on 4th and 1, man? He needed 1 yard. Clutch.
And this is nothing against Josh Allen. No. I'm just saying it's hard to win Super Bowls in the National Football League.
That's a tough argument to make.
And Pat said he got that yard, which I agree with.
Sure.
And then Jim said, why do Bills fans think they would have gave Philly a better game? Barkley would have ran for 200 yards against that Bills run defense.
Yes.
Yeah, he probably would have. Yeah, I think we're looking at a pretty similar outcome either way. No matter who was representing the AFC.
I mean, you know me, Mark. I hate the Eagles.
Yeah.
But this is why Howie Roseman is the death of me. That guy makes great moves. This is what teams need to do. If you're trying to compete, don't go trade your star wide receiver to Houston. That's not the way to compete. The way to compete is signing a running back who's the best running back in football to your team, where like you didn't necessarily need a you can run the ball already. Hurts is very good athletic, like mobile. You didn't need that, but you just sign him because you can. You go out, you make another move, you trade for AJ Brown 2 years ago, get another big talent. Like they just make right moves. They're aggressive constantly in free agency and through trading. That's what good GMs do. Other teams don't have that. I don't have that.
No.
I don't have that at all. I love to see, like, not to make it a Cowboys thing, but Micah calling out the ownership, being like, hey, I'm not here. I'm not going to stick around if we're not going to do things.
Yeah.
You got to make some moves, which I love it. That's what good teams do. The Chiefs, I'm sure, will be super aggressive in the offseason. And that's what you got to look for. And it's not, signing a Kirk Cousins either. It's like making right moves that make sense. Saquon Barkley was a dummy move. Even look at Derrick Henry. That was a great signing. Baltimore had a good season. Wherever they lost in the AFC, it's fine. That's what teams do that want to compete. Make moves. Don't be lied to by your organization that says we're competitive right now. You're not. You can always get better.
Pat, I don't know what Pat's going off about with Stephon Diggs.
Was that a cheap shot at him?
He goes. He just randomly said the star wide receiver who wanted to leave and tore his ACL halfway through the year. The star receiver who was on a downward trajectory. Wait, who brought up Stephon Diggs? You did? I missed it.
I said teams who want to compete don't trade their number one to Houston.
I totally missed that. Okay.
Sorry, Pat. I hit a strong note with Stephon.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, I totally missed that comment. I was like, why is he just going off about Stephon Diggs? Where did this come from? And then Stone said, exciting Whites podcast, drinking white wine and white suits on a white couch. Yes, I need Reed Blankenship and Cooper DeJean to start a podcast immediately called Exciting Whites. Pat said the Eagles traded their star QB and started a guy they took in the second round. We all kind of knew at that point that Carson Wentz wasn't going to be a star in the NFL. Yeah. He had the one really great year in 2017, which, I think the Eagles win that Super Bowl with Carson Wentz in there instead of Nick Foles? Probably not.
Really?
Maybe. Wentz was just too erratic at times. And listen, I love Carson Wentz to this day. Like, I loved watching him play when he was going, and Pat brought it up, he would have won the MVP that year if he didn't get hurt. Absolutely.
He still should have won MVP.
Yeah, probably. He absolutely was the MVP of the National Football League that year. But he was just so unpredictable.
Oh, yeah.
And there was something nice about Nick Foles' steadiness that I think helped win that game.
How's about as we're talking about Wentz and the QB carousel real quick, that over 2.5 attempts, passing attempts.
Bang! Kenny Pickett.
Yes.
Kenny freaking Pickett came in there. That's how you know, like, when your starters are celebrating a Super Bowl win on the sideline with 2 minutes left and your team's on offense.
Dude, the Gatorade bath before the 2-minute warning,
unreal.
Wild level of disrespect to the two-time champs.
It was, but I mean, I was just, Pat says a little trivia. Who did win MVP that year, 2017-18?
That,
wasn't
is it Breeze's last year? Is that the year he had 5,000 yards of passing?
Yeah, but I don't think he won MVP that year.
Well, Mahomes also had 50 touchdowns maybe that year. Well, no, this is the year before.
Well, that was his rookie year.
Yeah.
Pat said it was a QB. Mahomes didn't win MVP his rookie year.
I'd guess Breeze then. I think Breeze got one late in his...
Was it Rodgers? Because Rodgers won 4. He won those back-to-back a couple of years ago in Green Bay towards the end.
All right, hit me with a Pep.
Or, yeah, Mahomes didn't play his rookie year. I should have said his first year start.
Yeah.
Like,
I knew what you meant.
Yeah. Brady. It was Brady. Yeah.
2017 season we're talking about?
Yeah, 17-18. Yeah, what were Brady's numbers?
Second place was Todd Gurley.
Yeah. Was Wentz third?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
well, Brady ended up throwing for 4,500 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 picks,
Mm-hmm. What were Wentz's final numbers?
3,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 picks.
Okay.
But he also added 300 yards on the ground. Todd Gurley, though, 1,300 rushing yards that year, 13
yeah, he was insane
touchdowns.
that year. Then Pat said, now another question. Who won it this year?
Yep.
Shocking. Makes it about the Bills.
Yeah. We talked about that last week, Pat.
Yeah. Good for Josh Allen. I think it's great. He's the king of Buffalo, and listen, stats-wise, was Lamar better this year? Yeah. Stats-wise, Josh was better last year. So
we did,
yeah, we did the whole thing. They just flipped the years, and they got the MVP perfect each of the past 2 years.
Couldn't agree more.
That's what I'll say about it. I'm glad he won it. I'm sure he's got more in his future. But now go win that ring, Josh.
Yeah,
that's the thing that matters. And Jim said, to be fair, who remembers NFL MVPs?
Good point.
True.
Good point.
We don't talk about MVPs.
They're just quarterbacks.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's just a quarterback award. Last one was Adrian Peterson, right? Last non-QB to win an MVP.
I think so.
Yeah, I believe it was 2010. We do have to take a timeout. Much more to talk about when we come back here on Outside the Box Score, your home for local sports in Syracuse on the Score 1260. For the best local beer in Central New York, the only place you need to look is Myers Creek Brewing Company, with 16 different beers on tap at both the Inner Harbor in Syracuse and the Palace that is the Cazenovia location. Myers Creek has something for everyone. Want a bite to eat? Both locations feature a kitchen with delicious pizzas, some of the best wings in Syracuse, and much more. Make sure to check out our friends at Myers Creek Brewing Company, the official bar of Outside the Box Score.
When you don't have enough to eat, all you think about is food.
Better bet today. Pat said, when was the last time there was co-MVPs? I don't remember.
85? I don't know.
I can answer that question for baseball. 1979, Keith Hernandez and Dave Parker. National League. 2003. Oh, wait. I should remember this because I was looking at this like a week or two ago. Was one of them, oh, God, the terrible QB who lost in the Super Bowl that year?
Trent Dover?
No, not Trent Dover.
Oh, no, 3?
Lost in the Super Bowl to Gruden, the Tampa Bay quarterback.
Jeff. Is it a Jeff?
Something like that.
Jeff.
I never remember his name. Oh, it was not? Because that guy won MVP.
What's that guy's name, Jim?
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Stone said it. But apparently it was not Brad Johnson.
Who am I thinking, Jeff?
I don't know. Yeah, see, like, that's the thing is no one remembers NFL MVPs. Like,
no.
Pat said it was a white guy and a black guy.
What?
They're both
in 03, you
quarterbacks.
said?
Yeah. Vic didn't win MVP.
Culpepper. Culpepper in 03. Quincy Carter.
No, why am I drawing a blank on this guy's name?
Pat, when are we going to Costa Rica?
She's gone. She was.
Maybe we can smell where she stayed. Who knows?
Pat said the black guy's dead now. So it's
Warren Moon.
No. He was murdered.
I don't know.
The guy he was killed. I never remember his name.
When? Like recently? He was recently murdered?
Like 10 years ago, maybe? Steve McNair. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Stone.
Stone's all over. Oh, yeah. Tennessee guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Steve McNair. I feel like I should get that, Pat. Because I knew who it was.
Murdered.
Said, who's the white guy? Another Tennessee guy. Peyton.
No. That makes sense.
See you there.
And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. From MVPs to the Hall of Fame, the finalists for the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2025 were announced. These are not the Hall of Famers yet, just the finalists. And some of these guys might have a little bit of a connection to around here. So we'll discuss this. Here's some of the finalists. Dwight Howard.
Superman.
There's a lot of talk about, like, oh, is Dwight Howard like a Hall of Famer and stuff? Dwight Howard's absolutely a Hall of Famer.
Didn't he win 3 depoys in a row?
Something like that. Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
But when, in his prime for about 8 years, Dwight Howard was pretty easily the best center in basketball.
Basketball Hall of Fame's got to be the easiest to get in.
Yeah, yes? Vlade Divac's in as a player. That's the example I always bring up. The guy averaged like 12 points.
Yeah, I mean, Dwight Howard instantly in my mind, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt Hall of Fame. Sue Bird, Maya Moore, and Sylvia Foles, 3 of the finalists from the women's side of things.
I didn't realize women could. Can you get in the year after you retire in an NBA? Didn't Sue Bird just retire?
It seems like she did, but maybe it has been a few years.
No, Dwight also it hasn't been 5 years.
Yeah,
right?
No.
It's got to be a different rule on that.
Pat said Vlade was a great national player, though. Shout out the former Yugoslavia. Yeah, but still, it's Vlade Divac. Come on.
Do you like Yugo more or Slavia, Pat? Which one do you prefer?
More of a Yugo guy myself.
Yeah. What country did that turn into?
I don't know. Slovenia?
Slovakia and Slovenia.
Yeah.
I don't think Yugo made it.
I don't think Yugo made it.
It's not like the Czechoslovak. Oh, no. It can't be Slovakia. Because that's the Czechoslovakia that turned into this.
Yeah, that's the Czech Republic and Slovakia, correct?
I don't know. I'm normally good with that stuff. I don't know Yugoslavia.
Apparently, it turned into a bunch of countries. I'm
going to guess Serbia is one of them.
Give me Serbia.
Show it to me, Pat.
And we don't have a board. And we're not playing Family Feud. So Maya Moore, Sue Bird, absolutely legends.
Maya Moore,
yeah,
that's an interesting. Yeah, because college counts, right?
Yeah, obviously. College counts. That's the thing with the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's college, international, pros. They don't consider high school, but
sure. I mean,
that's part of it.
Her pro career also great for the limited time she played. But is it crazy to say that she's probably the single greatest college basketball player, female college basketball player we've seen ever?
No, I don't think it's crazy. She's certainly in the conversation.
I mean, yeah.
Caitlin Clark's in that conversation now.
Sure.
The one that everyone who knows more about like women's basketball than I do always says the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl Miller's just maybe the best player to ever step on a basketball court.
Okay.
Like the story I've always told is Reggie Miller comes home from a high school game and Cheryl goes, "How was your game tonight?" He goes, "Oh yeah, it was awesome. I dropped 45." She's like, "Oh, that's cute." It's like, "What do you mean that's cute?" She goes, "I dropped 145." And she did.
And she did.
And she did. Jim said not a chance, Diana Taurasi.
Okay.
I mean, there's a bunch of them that are in the conversation, but Maya Moore was incredible in college.
Yeah.
Pro career cut short for very personal reasons.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It devoted her life to getting a wrongfully convicted man freed from prison, which she did, and then married him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're married.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Or her. Both.
So, and a tremendous player and activist in her own right. And then the one.
Who we got?
Number 10 on the all-time scoring list in the NBA. The national champion himself. Carmelo Anthony.
Yes.
I mean, just one of the best pure scorers in the history of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
The guy could do it all, scoring the basketball. And like I said, 10th all-time, 28,289 points. It's a lot of points.
Oh, yeah.
And it also mentions in this article, led Syracuse to a national championship in 2003. Damn right he did. Days that I'm longing for now when I watch this Syracuse team. But it's shaping up to be a good class. Also, the gold medal winning 2008 U.S. men's team, Olympic men's team.
The total team?
Yeah, they do that. Dream team's in.
I didn't.
Yep. Yeah, they put
The hell
teams
is
in.
this Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
You put a whole team in?
Yeah, the Dream Team is in the Hall of Fame, and
Is the 2016 Warriors in? Put them in.
No, they only do like Olympic teams.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, we're picking teams in 93 Bulls?
Yeah.
How's this work?
But yeah, the Dream Team is in, and now the Redeem Team is, as the 2008 team is called, because in 2004 they won bronze. Can't be doing that. You can't be winning bronze in basketball.
Well, that's
kind of
like
States.
This past year, right? Where they came in bronze in the there's Olympics coming up.
Yeah,
and then
they do the World Cup too.
Right, and they came in bronze, and now all the big dogs are like, all right, we're gonna play. We'll play.
Yeah, no one cares about the FIBA World Cup.
We should just win it though.
Yeah,
what
we should, but we never do. Like that's when we finish it like bronze or silver like all the time. We just save it for the Olympics. When Katie and Steph and Anthony Edwards and LeBron and all these guys are like, all right, let's go do
Let's just go win a gold medal, guys.
Let's go do our occasional representing our country and dominate every other team. Yeah, it's shaping up to be a damn good class. A couple of coaches listed as well. Billy Donovan.
Okay.
Who is an interesting case because hasn't had tremendous success
in the NBA.
But an incredible college coach. Back-to-back national titles with Florida, 06 and 07. Al Horford and Joakim Noah on those teams, fun teams. But, not great success in the NBA. He's had some good years, but more well-remembered as a college coach.
Was he the Thunder coach when they went to the finals?
I believe
he
so,
was.
yes.
Yeah, I think so.
And has since coached the Chicago Bulls. And a solid player in college as well, Billy Donovan. And then the other one.
Another coach?
Oh, yep. Old Mr. number 1 seed every year and never does a gosh damn thing. Mark Few.
Isn't he an active coach still?
Yeah, you can be.
Jesus Christ.
Coaches can be active. Boeheim was inducted in the Hall of Fame in like 2008.
I was gonna say, what, 96?
Yeah, he was a Hall of Fame basketball coach for a long time.
That is crazy to me. But I guess, right? I mean, hey, he runs the Northwest.
25 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. He's been to 2 national championship games.
I think that's
never
more impressive
one, but
when you don't get at-large bids, or when you're only winning your way in, essentially. That's why it's more impressive.
Yeah, but it's also the West Coast Conference.
Equally fair.
Yeah. Which now is back to being a good conference. It was a good conference originally with the Dons of San Francisco back in the days of Bill Russell, and then they disappeared for a long time. And then
St. Mary's is good.
Yeah, but then you Gonzaga obviously in the rise of St. Mary's, and now the Dons, San Francisco, are good once again. It's becoming a much better basketball conference once again. So, Jim mentioned Billy Donovan went to the Final Four under Rick Pitino at Providence in 1987. He was started on that
to the
team.
list.
Yeah. Stone has also been talking about the Hall of Fame. He said, been to all the Hall of Fames.
Yep.
Basketball is by far the worst.
I agree. I'd believe that. That's the only one I have. No, I haven't been to Canton either.
The only 2 I've been to are baseball and boxing.
Okay, yeah, I've been to the NHL and MLB. Cooperstown's fantastic.
Yeah,
Cooperstown's great, and honestly, the NHL one really fun.
It's in Toronto.
A lot of interactive stuff. Yeah, maybe I'll stop there before the Elimination Chamber again.
Oh, there you go. You said it's also in Springfield, which is the nastiest, scummiest place in Western Massachusetts. There's a dude with a bunch of bodies in his basement, basically across the street from the Hall of Fame, like a decade ago. So shout out Springfield, Mass, for apparently being a cesspool.
Why the hell did they pick? I don't know. Some of these don't make any sense to me.
Pat said the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is awesome. I've never been.
I've heard mixed reviews on that.
I've driven by it.
Oh yeah.
Like 8 times now. Since I go to Ohio a couple times a year now, and we're going to go at some point. I want to go.
Should go.
Yeah, I should go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but I have not been yet. Stone said the order is baseball, hockey, football, basketball.
That'd probably sound right from what I can imagine.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. I mean, Pat also said shout out Fish for getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. I thought they were just announced as a finalist. I could be wrong. I didn't think the inductees were announced yet. I thought just the finalists were announced.
Go Jam Bands.
Yeah, shout out Jam Bands.
Pat's a big Jam Band.
Pat said they're getting it. See, this is why you can't talk to Jam Band people.
Isn't it worse when you get the finalists, though, and then you don't get in? Like, wouldn't that be the worst? Like, why just announce the winners. Don't tell me I'm on the short list only to screw me. Just get me in or not.
That's probably how Antonio Gates felt last year when he was a finalist and somehow didn't get in.
Right.
Pat said, okay, but they're the Jam Band. The Grateful Dead exist. First of all.
Yeah. I don't care enough about Jam Band. Yeah, anyways, they're probably great. I'm sure their concerts actually rock. I do agree with that. I'm sure their concerts rock.
Sure I would enjoy a Fish show. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never been to one, and I'm not going to spend the $400,000 to see them at the Sphere like some of these lunatics do.
Gotta go to the Sphere.
I do want to go to the Sphere at some point.
But then I gotta go to Vegas. If I go to Vegas, I mean, we've talked about
you
this.
and Vegas is a bad combination.
What? Yeah, I mean, true. I mean, not even just the gambling. I mean, the other extracurriculars. I mean, this would be fantastic. I'd lose a lot of money.
You'd lose a lot of money in Vegas.
I'd
go to Vegas?
Yeah, we should go to
Vegas. Josh and I are going to take a time out. Maybe we'll come back. Maybe we'll be in Vegas by the time we return.
Let's bring Jim with us.
Yeah, let's bring Jim. Let's bring the whole crew. Stone, Pat, Jim. We're going to Vegas. We'll lose a lot of money. All right, we'll be back here in just a minute on Outside the Box Score. If you're a fan of local craft beer, the only place you need to go is Myers Creek Brewing Company with 16 brews on tap at both the Cazenovia and Inner Harbor locations. Myers Creek has the best selection of locally brewed libations in all of central New York. Want a nice hazy IPA? The Velvet Fog is a must-try. More of a traditional Pilsner, how about the Floatin' on By? And for you sour drinkers, the It Takes Blue to Mango. So crack open a cold one with the official beer of Outside the Box Score, Myers Creek.
No one said.
Yeah, Stone, you're aware of my love, and everyone who's listening to this is aware of my love for the Baseball Hall of Fame. I love it. Jim says, which is it, SU -3 in lax, or take SU plus 7.5 for a momentum-building win? SU -3 in lacrosse.
Jim.
They got Maryland today, number 2 versus number 3 team in the country. Big matchup in College Park today.
Jim, it's enough on this team. Leave me out of the tags. I'll see it on Mark's. Mark will respond, and I'll see it. Enough of this garbage. Okay? I don't want to see a line. I don't want to be tempted. You got me on Miami. I did it with you, Jim. I was a fool. I saw the plus side, and I went, how the hell is this team not going to beat Miami? And they screwed me again, Jim.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm done with that team.
I never got in.
I know. You were out all year.
I was out all year. Really bad. That's all right. Well, I'll do my Syracuse basketball rant when we come back.
At least on a positive note, I'll say here is that Donnie was injured.
Yeah.
I mean, not a positive note, obviously, but like it was real, I guess. Maybe, assuming you believe that he actually had surgery.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a big conspiracy. I don't think there was a surgery at all. I don't think anything. He's going to be out of that boot next week.
He's still gone.
No, I know.
I still think there's no chance he comes back.
What are you fellas doing this week? What are we doing in the chat? Stalking Taylor Mathis this weekend, or what?
Seems like it. They were talking about her.
Are they talking about her again?
Yeah.
Was it me? Did I bring up Costa Rica? That's what sparked it?
Yep.
You guys see that pinhead she brought with her too? What the hell is this?
No.
That guy? Some dorky bald guy.
Yeah.
The bald.
We got Stone said, I'm going to a local bar with my friend's dad playing music, and I'm going to get rowdy tonight. Love that. Love supporting local live music. And Pat said, out here recovering from a flu that Dr. Fauci cooked up. All right.
Okay.
And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. SU Lacrosse taking on Maryland in College Park today. Top
Terps.
5 matchup in the world of college lacrosse. I went to that lacrosse game on Monday.
How'd that go?
SU versus Towson, top 20 ranked team at the time, out of Baltimore. And boy, oh boy, this SU team is really good.
What was the final score?
18-7. Just dominated.
Wow.
Defense is fantastic. They've given up 17 total goals through 3 games.
Okay.
5, 5, and 7.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Well, scoring, I think they scored 13, 18, and 25 or something like that.
25-5.
Yeah, they won a game 25-5.
Dominant.
So, but the most impressive thing about this team,
Mm-hmm.
and this is going to segue into a rant about Syracuse basketball. The most impressive part about Syracuse's lacrosse team is how they run their offense.
Oh boy, constant motion.
Constant motion. Everyone gets the love. I was there Monday night. You had Owen Hilt scored. Michael Leo scored. Spalina had a couple. It's everyone is scoring.
Mm-hmm.
They had 18 goals, and the person with the most had 4.
Yep.
And that was Owen Hiltz. He had 4 goals, and then it was just he's got 3, he's got 3, he's got 2, he's got 2, he's got 1, he's got 1, he's got 1. It's a thing of beauty to watch their offense.
You know what I'm thinking about before you get into this rant, and I know where it's going. I think I owe an apology to somebody, and maybe all of Syracuse does. Now that it's all coming together, maybe Judah Mintz wasn't this insane ball hog we all thought who was just too greedy. He was a little selfish, for sure. We could see at times.
Yeah.
But maybe he was just following the lead. That was the offense.
You know, Josh, I think you're right.
I'm sorry, Judah Mintz. Hand up accountability.
I'm sorry as well to Judah Mintz because I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are seeing the same thing happen with Syracuse basketball.
It was better with him. He was good.
Except it was better.
Judah, come back. I'm so sorry. We did it all wrong. We pushed you away.
I'm sorry, Judah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to everyone that was on that team last year that unfairly caught flack from this here program. Because it's not on you guys. It's partially on them.
Sure.
But it's not entirely on them. And I'm getting real tired of hearing things like, that team's better than the record. I'm real tired of hearing things like, I really liked our effort out there tonight. Just got to be better. How about this? If you're the coach, Syracuse basketball, just flat out say, we were not good tonight.
Yeah. We
played a team with 1 conference win. That win came against Notre Dame, a team that also beat us, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing a team coming off with 1 conference win. I have no excuses.
They put up 91 on us.
91 points to the worst team in the conference. Or so I would have thought. Maybe they aren't. Maybe that team plays in Central New York.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was absolutely embarrassing. Now, I will say, that Cleveland fella,
he's pretty good.
Matthew Cleveland on Miami, that guy's pretty good. All credit in the world to him. He had 32 points. He went 10 of 13 from the field. He went 10 of 12 from the free throw line. He had an incredible game. 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He was all over the place.
Sure.
Guy's a really talented basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
That Jaleel Bethea had a solid game. He scored 21 in that game against Syracuse on 6 of 8 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3. You know what his scoring average is on the year, Josh?
I mean, he scored how many this game?
21.
I mean, it's got to be at least 18, 19.
7. This man that averages 7 points a game on 39.7% shooting from the field. Not from 3.
From the field.
From the field. Went 6 of 8 and 3 of 4 from behind the arc.
Kid was hot. What are you going to do? Kid caught stride. Caught fire.
the defense. We can sit here and talk about how annoying the offense is.
Sure.
And it's ISO ball, and it's, just
lazy.
No movement, lazy, whatever. All the things we've said every time we break down a Syracuse basketball game.
Mhm.
Even in their wins, we say this.
Yeah.
You gave up 91 points to the University of Miami, who was so bad their coach left. Their coach, Jim Larrañaga, very well-respected coach, a man who took George Mason on a run in the tournament, which George Mason is good again this year, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe it was George Mason I saw. There's some random team that's like 20-5. But it's like a George Mason or something like that. I want to say
some mid-major, yeah.
And Jim Larrañaga, very well-respected coach, a man with it is George Mason. Thank you, Pat. A man with years of coaching experience and has seen just about everything that one can see when coaching a college basketball team. In the middle of the season, said, you know what? I don't feel like dealing with the NIL stuff and, the transfer portal. And I'm sure that's part of it. But I think at least a little part of it was he looked at this Miami roster.
Yep.
And this Miami team and said, I really want that on my record. Oh, boy.
I gotta get out of here.
I got to get out of here. And so we did. And so the team that didn't have a coach, all of a sudden, in the middle of the season, scored 91 points on the Syracuse Orange. A program that in its history has been known for its defense. We gave up 91 points to the worst team, maybe, in the Power 5.
It ain't good. I'm just looking at the UNC game today, trying to see, what's going on here. Maybe I don't know.
UNC isn't great.
No, they're in a similar spot to Syracuse. You expect a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
They're not good. They're not in the tournament by any means.
No.
They're gonna need something.
No, well, actually, according to ESPN's analytics, they were like an 80% shot to make the tournament or something, because ESPN's tournament analytics are ridiculous.
Is their schedule getting easier for some reason? Like, I'm looking.
They got Duke.
They got Duke again. I mean, they do play Miami, so that should be a freebie.
Yeah.
And some other teams in the ACC. I mean, I guess they could get to 18 or 19 wins, but even then, a fringe UNC team probably.
Yeah.
That's garbage.
It's absolute garbage. Pat asked, by the way, where is George Mason located? I feel like it's in DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DMV.
Yeah.
We're definitely, it's got to be.
I think it's in DC.
Hit me with Pat. I think so.
Oh, hey, I got it.
Maryland?
It's in DC.
Oh, it's in DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought so. I just can't with this SU team anymore. I just can't. They've got North Carolina today. North Carolina is a 7.5 point favorite.
6.5 now.
Or 6.5. It's been fluctuating between 6.5 and 7.5 all week.
Big lines coming in on Q, so that's why. They're pulling it back down.
I'm sorry. If you bet Syracuse today, seriously consider 1-800-GAMBLER.
1-800-NY-HELP.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Because, Jesus, this team, they didn't cover 6.5 against Miami.
No.
Why would they cover 6.5 against North Carolina? I don't care that it's a down year for UNC. I would kill for the year that UNC is having right now.
Do you think, I mean, obviously home and away still matters, even if they're playing Miami. Sure, they were on the road,
sure.
Right? Whatever. Now you're home against UNC. Do you expect the same outpour as the Duke game? Duke game, of course, 23,000 on record.
Yep.
20,000, you think, for the UNC game tonight? It's a 6 o'clock game, too. Probably easier than the Duke game. Duke was a Wednesday night. I mean, this is a Saturday evening game on ESPN, UNC.
Oh, God, that game's on ESPN.
I believe it's on ESPN.
God. That means I don't have an excuse not to watch it.
Correct.
Ah.
You don't have an excuse not to go. I mean, I'll look up the tickets in the thing. I'm sure they're cheap again.
I'm not going.
You were there last year, Mark, for greatness. They stormed the court.
This team is nowhere near.
I was there
what
for
that team was like.
The 3 overtime thriller last week we talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, you needed 3 overtimes to beat Boston College.
Yeah.
And at some point,
they needed 2 to beat Youngstown State.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, man. It's a good thing the football program's in good shape right now. Or else Syracuse athletics as a whole, you'd be relying on lacrosse, which, honest, I mean, you like the lacrosse program. People around here seem to like lacrosse.
Yeah, it's a great lacrosse program.
Kind of New York thing, but I could care less.
Yeah.
Most people who look at athletics.
Oh, absolutely.
It's football and basketball, and it's a good thing that one of them's good. Because basketball, next year, they got a real problem. We've talked about it already. Donnie probably gone.
Yeah.
In our minds.
Elijah probably gone.
Yeah. And then they bring in Melo's kid.
Yep. And Sadiq White.
And we hope the freshmen take us to the promised land, just like his dad. That's the hope, right?
I guess. Who knows what the team's going to look like next year with the transfer portal?
Even guys like JJ and Eddie, like, aren't they?
Eddie's gone.
Eddie's a senior, right?
Yeah. Eddie's in like his 6th year or something.
Yeah.
JJ's a junior.
Okay, so he's got one more.
Yeah, he's got one more. But if I were him, why would I come back?
Yeah, hometown kid though.
Yeah, but
you got to think he came.
Didn't stop him from going to Notre Dame in the first place.
True.
I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm really running out of things to say about this team because it feels like it's the same thing every week. Where I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of watching the team lose to significantly inferior teams.
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought they were going to lose that Boston College game. You know, they're great. You won in 3 overtimes, but it was a terrible basketball game.
Correct.
And it's just, I never thought I would get to this point with Syracuse basketball, but I'm just kind of done. This team that I've been rooting for my entire life is
just got another 3 weeks, really.
Yeah.
So they'll be an early out in the ACC tournament
if they make it.
Everyone makes tournament.
Nope.
No? Oh, not in the ACC because
nope.
Yeah, they might not even make the ACC.
They're probably going to make the ACC tournament, but there's a chance that they don't.
Don't they have like a play-in even for that?
Yeah, there's 3 teams that don't get it.
Mark, they're in 14th right now in the ACC.
Yeah, there's 18 teams.
Oh, buddy, they might not even make the conference tourney.
Yeah.
Okay, so assuming though they make it, they're an early out to Virginia or something.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
and then you just focus on the tournament and you still like college basketball.
You know what? Well, that's what I was going to say. You know what makes me the most mad? This makes me watch less college basketball.
Yes.
And I love college basketball. I'm a college basketball junkie. I watch it all the time. And I actively not watching as much because Syracuse has just made me mad about the entirety of the sport.
Big matchup today, though. Is today the Alabama Auburn game?
4 o'clock on ESPN.
Oh, buddy.
Unreal game.
Set your timer. I'm
over.
Oh my gosh, the over. What is it? 187?
171.5.
Whoa! Oh, 170.
171.5.
That's got to be the highest total I've ever seen.
I bet the over.
Oh, my God, man. I love it. I mean, wow.
Over.
Bama. Where is it? In Bama?
Yes, in Bama.
Iron Bowl. This is, dude, look at, where would we be? Basketball for these teams, too, being the massive rivalry it is?
It's the first SEC matchup between a number 1 and a number 2 team.
I saw that. I also saw it's the first Auburn-Bama 1-2 matchup ever, I think.
Yeah.
Football Betway ever.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This is the
I
good
love
stuff.
It. This is what we live for. This is why at 4 o'clock, you tune up this on one TV, you have Georgetown Butler on the other one. If you're me, you have Georgetown Butler in a big I killed Mark in a big matchup on the other TV, and then it goes right into the Cuse North Carolina game. A big weekend, folks. Get your popcorn ready.
I just love the idea of Josh sitting there, cracked open a cold Myers Creek. He's got some popcorn. Screw Auburn, Bama. He's just locked into Georgetown Butler.
Gotta see the Big East Freshman of the Year. Thomas Sorber, cooking Butler. Butler, a big favorite at home. 3.5 at home.
Makes sense.
Does it?
Damn, neither of those teams are very good.
Jim,
so.
I might be off the Cuse bandwagon, but boy, could you get me on the Hoyas.
Oh God! Hey, call the number.
God, they're not that bad this year. Their conference record has kind of made me upset, but
Yeah,
they win the games they should win.
They're
at
not
least.
that bad, but they're also not good. So
Right, it's one of those things now. Though it's like they win the games they should win. Like in those
Yeah.
early, even when they were real bad.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I know. Even when they were real bad, though, those games against TCU or Holy Cross, you're like, are we gonna lose to Holy Cross? Like Holy Cross. I mean, these are a bunch of white kids out here just playing ball. I mean, what are we doing? We recruit from the DMV. Let's get somebody in here to beat these guys. But now it's like, okay, we beat them. You just lose to the Seton Halls of the world, and you're like, okay, hey, you know what? It's okay. I'll take it one step at a time. Maybe Butler today.
Jim said, didn't Georgetown beat SU? Yep.
They did, Jim.
They sure did. We got to take a timeout. I'm going to go have a heart attack. We'll be back in a minute here on Outside the Box Score. Your home for local sports in Syracuse on the Score 1260. For the best local beer in Central New York, the only place you need to look is Myers Creek Brewing Company, with 16 different beers on tap at both the Inner Harbor in Syracuse and the Palace that is the Cazenovia location. Myers Creek has something for everyone. Want a bite to eat? Both locations feature a kitchen with delicious pizzas, some of the best wings in Syracuse, and much more. Make sure to check out our friends at Myers Creek Brewing Company, the official bar of Outside the Box Score.
Honey, what else?
Of me holding up my thing going, a double tongue chocolate cookie. I was thinking about this one. Wouldn't this be a fun sketch of like the Costco guys going through an airport and they're just going around going, boom, boom, boom. And somebody from TSA is like, what the hell's going on over there, guys? And he's like, no, that's our thing. We're just doing a video. And then they just keep yelling, boom, boom, boom. Flight 7397. Boom, boom. Whoa. Hey there, guys.
I give Hancock International Airport 5 big booms.
No.
That's very funny.
Oh, yeah. United Airlines gets 3 dooms. But don't worry, American Airlines, boom, boom, boom.
Stone just said in all caps, you cannot do that here.
Yeah. You can't say bomb on an airplane. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Bomb, bomb, Baran. Awesome.
Oh, God. We have brain rot.
I do. I'm trying to think. I think it's a funny concept. I don't know how to make it an actual thing, but I do think it's a funny idea.
Who is calling me?
Hello. Yeah. Yeah, what's going on, Shane? Okay. Yeah, my car was totaled. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, sure. All right. Thanks.
And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse on the Score 1260. Apparently, they could hear me during the break.
Who's that?
Apparently, Chad could hear me when I threw your microphone during the break.
Oh.
Or wait, is this going through the right microphones?
Can't be.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Okay. And Stone said Mark put a case on that thing with my new phone. Yeah, I did get an iPhone 16 that I don't have a case on yet.
My case is crumbling.
Oh,
I have
boy.
a break in the
Yeah, apparently they could hear me. Yeah, they thought I said my car was towed. My car was towed last Saturday, but the word I said was totaled. So that's what I was discussing there. Enterprise Rent-A-Car called me. I've got a beautiful Jeep Compass sitting out in the parking lot right
Big
now.
snowstorm last week.
Yeah, big snowstorm last week got me.
Yeah.
So not a great thing. Almost a year to the day
From
of
your last car.
me getting in my last car accident where I was T-boned going through a green light.
Crazy lady.
On the way here. People will remember that. I was on my way here to do the show that morning. It was 363 days.
Well, we'll go make it another year.
Yep.
Mark the date.
Yep.
Stay away from Mark in February next year.
Yeah, I should be banned from the roads in February, apparently. It's only in the month of February.
Yeah.
But some bad luck on my end regarding my automobile. So not great. But moving on.
We shall overcome.
Yeah, we shall overcome. Josh, anything on your mind? We were talking a little bit about tennis before the
We
show
were, and Mark, tennis has its new #1 apex villain. If you didn't already hate him, like I do.
Yep.
Jannik Sinner, the world #1 in tennis, just won the Australian Open this year. Again, his third major so far in his young career. Has to be your new favorite villain. Not favorite, but he has to be the new villain.
The villain.
Wada comes. So he served a 1-month suspension earlier on, or he didn't. He was going to get banned at some point. He was found, using an illegal substance on some massaging of some sorts around the legs or something, some sort of illegal enhancement.
Yep.
To his body. And WADA comes out yesterday, the World Anti-Doping Agency, and says we should ban him for a year to 2 years based on he knew it was a substance, which he'd said for a year now.
Yep.
I didn't know. I mean, these doctors that come in, which is the greatest thing in sports. I mean, everyone's steroids. Anyway, it's like, I don't know. I mean, they just come in, they stick me, which is crazy to think that elite athletes at the top of their game don't know what they're taking.
Yeah.
Of course they do at every level. It's crazy. So he says, I don't know. WADA says give him 1 to 2 years. They come out today and announce that he's been given a suspension for 3 months. So over 3-month suspension on like some sort of plea deal bargaining thing, which I didn't think you could bargain with the World Anti-Doping Agency.
I didn't either.
But if you're the world's #1, you apparently get some special rules. He now serves a 3-month suspension, retroactive starting on the 9th of February. He will miss no majors, no major titles. He'll miss the vaunted clay court season in South America or the indoor hard court season going on right now over in Europe. An absolute joke. I think he'll miss Indian Wells. He'll miss Indian Wells. Boo-hoo.
Okay.
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
But he won't have to lose any points. He'll remain the world's #1 most likely. And he will continue to do nothing. And he comes back, Mark, the day before his suspension is lifted, or the day after, I should say, is the Rome 1000s Masters title on clay in his home country, where he will be the #1. Certainly won't get booed there, even though he should be. He should be booed out of every stadium he walks into for the rest of the time. He's a dirty, rotten cheater, like any other sport. I am very fond on this. I'm pro steroid, guys. I don't care.
Yeah,
everyone is doing it. I don't care if you cheat. If you did steroids in 2010, Ryan Braun, whatever, scumbag, die. Not well. Sorry,
right.
Sorry.
Wow,
your career dead. No Hall of Fame. My bad. Don't. I'm not,
jeez, man.
I'm hot. I'm in a thing. Just let me go. I'll bring it back.
He's rolling.
Yeah, if you did steroids knowingly after, whatever. But if you're actively cheating, you're dead to me.
Yeah.
You're a rotten person who should not succeed. He should be booed out of everywhere. He'll serve 3 months, get nothing, and he is now your new hated most hated tennis player. Absolutely pathetic. I hope he doesn't win another major for the rest of his career. And I am out on the Italian. No longer the Italian. It's Berrettini. Berrettini is the Italian now to me. He's a man without a country, in my mind. He's a lost surface. And
he's a nomad.
Those greasy Italians are going to love him, too. Those dirty, dirty people. They're going to love him.
All right.
I'll say it. I can say it. You can't say it.
I can't say it. You are Italian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm getting hot. I think I told Ryan Braun to die.
And you
what
did
I say back there?
That was
blacked
wild.
Out. I blacked out.
Jim said, has Josh ever bet on tennis? I hope that's sarcastic.
Jim.
Yeah.
What?
We've been having Josh give us tennis locks for years.
I mean, I hit a Rafa future Australian Open 2022 plus 1,000.
We were all on it.
Yes.
We were
I
all
called it pre-tournament. I gave all my friends free money that year, Jim.
we were all sitting in a Discord call pre-tournament, and he's like, guys, I think Rafa's gonna win. He's plus 1,000. I think we all just bet Rafa. We're like, okay.
And a 5-set masterpiece with Daniil that year.
Yeah.
I've been on this grind for a while, Jim.
Yeah.
You want to know what's going on in Buenos Aires today? Hit my line on Twitter. Let's talk about it.
Josh always has tennis picks.
Delray Beach going on right now. I'm locked into the tennis world constantly.
Yeah, he's always got tennis picks. So you should just start randomly tweeting out tennis picks. You could be the tennis guy.
Nah, there's a lot of tennis guys. The problem is, it's like not a lot of people are good at it, and I'm not good enough at it.
No, that's fair. Well, that'll wrap up our show. Josh,
I'm not good.
Josh went off there a little bit at the end, but
sorry, Ryan.
It's fine. He's not listening. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel, 11 a.m. right here on the Score 1260. Peace.